Farrah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
We're going to start with a congratulations today, and that would be to the Jumbo Shrimp. That's right. So Taylor got the victory the second game. Thank you very much. Beating the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Raiders 7-4 last night and winning the 2025 International League Championship. First AAA title since 1968.
I love
They've
it.
won a lot of
Had-
titles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just obviously
The
most recently
AAA.
AA.
Yeah. And now they head to Vegas, and they could, if
That's
it's
right.
one game, win
I'm
it all.
sad it's not
I know.
over
I was like,
there.
what if it was like a month away and
I
we were
know.
going to the Jumbo?
It's just one game, though?
One game, win
No
it all.
kidding. Wow.
That's a stressful thing for baseball.
Very
Yeah, no
stressful.
kidding.
But yeah.
But I guess you're like,
yeah,
use a pitch if you need to.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if they have batter
Well,
limits. You
congrats
get
to
three batters, you
everybody.
get
That's
three batters.
Yeah,
Whatever
right.
it takes to win that. But yeah, super exciting. And Vegas is host to so many great things. I saw that for quite some time, the Sphere, and including when we're going to be there, is having the Wizard of Oz.
I've seen clips from that. Have you seen how crazy that looks?
I have.
Because the scene with, like, obviously the tornado, it's like things are actually like blowing around, and so and everyone's hair's blowing around. I'm like, I don't like that'd be kind of wild.
That witch is
Especially
scary still to this day. I don't know about that. Her flying around me, I might be like, I got to get out of here. Where's the door?
I have heard not to sit. Hayes Carlin said this because he went and saw the Eagles at the Sphere when it first opened. And he said not to sit as close as possible. Like, it's actually better to sit a little bit
I've heard that
back.
too, yeah.
Yeah, just the way that it all goes. So the tickets, I will say, the tickets are not that expensive. So if we want to
For
go.
Wizard of Oz? Oh.
Yeah, if we
There's
want to
no
go.
we in that one, but you guys can go do that. No.
All right, sounds like Tom's out.
The show started with an M,
Absolutely
like
fine.
Metallica, maybe, because they're supposed to be starting a residency there.
Oh.
Yeah, so
very
that should be
nice.
at the Sphere, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely have to go to that.
Well, I don't think it's happening now, but yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. But
Yeah, I know
you
some
guys
great
love
bands
that.
have played. Like I said, the Eagles, Zach Brown Band's going to play there this year, too. All right,
Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys for sure. Let's get into some football. The Jaguars obviously take on the 49ers Sunday, 4:05 p.m. Eastern. And why do I feel like two players to me are going to be the keys to this game if the Jaguars win? And they're both offensive, which is crazy.
Okay.
Bashal Tutin and Britton Strange. All day I've been thinking about how those two players, Britton obviously is so important for this offense. One of the most important players, probably underrated most important players on this offense. And obviously the quarterback, don't get me wrong. But I feel like Tutin might get extra carries, and not that Etienne's been playing poorly, but you obviously want to be able to run the football even when the other team knows you want to run the football. And I feel like if those two players have a good game, then this team leaves San Francisco with a dub. Well, Santa Clara.
Yeah, I think the run game in general is important. And I went through that. That was my tangent earlier in the week of how I feel like they didn't lean into it enough in the first half. And, you know, they made the adjustments and it changed. You started running the ball a little bit more in the second half, but maybe the game wasn't as close as it was if you ran the ball better in the first half and not kind of abandoned it, because 14 passes to 2 runs isn't enough in one half of football, especially when that's been your strength. Like, that's what kind of confused me, because there's been other years, last couple years, where you haven't been able to run the ball more. So it almost felt like I still wish they didn't abandon it, but it made more sense because you're like, well, we're not getting anywhere. We're getting stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. So what can we do from there? Right now, you're not. That's your strength of your offense, is being able to run the ball. So I do think you've got to lean heavily into that.
Yeah, I like the two guys you pick because they're both very physical, and I think that's going to be the key, especially on both sides of the line of scrimmage. But that O-line, which they've been doing a great job, our offensive line, they're going to have to set the tone. I mean, look, last time we played them, they came in here and beat the crap out of. They beat us up physically.
They're still scoring.
No doubt. And it was right from the get-go, too. You could tell it was a totally different animal, but I think we're different. You know, this is a new era.
Liam's team is not going to have that flat.
No, they're going to come out there fired up and physical, and that's the way he wants them to play, and he expects them to play that way. And that's really the only way you're going to have a chance against any team, really, but San Fran especially. Go out there and be physical. But those two guys, I'm looking at the other side. I'm looking at Eric Armstead, who will be on the show later. Like, this going back to your place, man. Let's be the old Eric Armstead, you know, because we know that their tackles are very good, right? The offensive tackles of San Fran. Trent Williams is still probably one of the best, if not the best.
Yeah.
So our guys, you know, Trayvon and Josh, are going to have their hands full. It's not going to be like probably not that it's been easy, but as successful early on. But if that interior can get, Jake Brendel, the center, and the two guards get them pushed back, Eric Armstead could lead that whole thing and turn that whole defensive front into a real big problem for their offense. Let's be honest, they're hurt. Who are their weapons? They got McCaffrey.
Yeah, Ricky Pearsall.
Jennings may not even play. Ricky Pearsall's having a great year.
I like Ricky.
And he gets down the field. He makes some big plays for him. But they're not fully loaded right now. And of course, Purdy coming off an injury, so. Their
injury report list is
very long.
Very long. Yeah. Now, granted, a lot of the guys were either limited or full participants, or the guys that did not participate outside of obviously Nick Bosa, who's done for the year. I don't know why they haven't put him on IR yet. But I feel like most of the other two that didn't participate on Wednesday, they were just resting. And so, they definitely are beat up, but they found a way to win despite that and with a backup quarterback. And so I think the Jaguars defense certainly is going to have to limit big plays. And they've done a good job of that to this point in the season outside of that one busted coverage, obviously, last week against the Texans. But the 49ers are a talented offense. Like, they lead the league in passing yards. Not necessarily, they're not scoring at that same clip, but that's where that secondary is definitely going to be challenged. I feel like, yes, they're confident because they've gotten a lot of takeaways, but it is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes when teams are beat up the way the Niners have been, it's been through camp. Like, camp started and they're already starting to get players getting knocked out, or whether it's, even if you're limited, whatever the case may be, having that amount of players who aren't practicing throughout the week at a full capacity, I feel like eventually that does catch up, and it hasn't. Through the first 3 weeks, they've been able to get over it. But I think this is the perfect weekend for the Jaguars to take advantage of that and say, hey, there's a lot of issues that you guys are dealing with, and a lot of you guys aren't practicing throughout the week. Take advantage of those, them maybe not being all on the same page, because it's not often that you'll catch the Niners in that type of way.
Yeah, and for the record, I was thinking more of like, there's no Kittle, there's no Ayuk, there's no Bosa. I mean, all their big, Jennings may not play, like all their big guys.
Both quarterbacks are coming in with injuries.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, it's definitely it's always a challenge, right? I will say this, the offensive line of San Fran, they have allowed 22 quarterback hits, which is a ton. We've only allowed 10. So I think there's something there, and that's why the interior is going to be really, really important this week to get that penetration, collapse that pocket. Don't let, because you can always step up from the outside rush. But you can't step up if they're in your face. So hopefully they can get some work done on the inside.
Which the Jags have like bottom 3 in interior pressures. So that's something you want to get going. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll see if Colin Saunders is active or inactive. Obviously, he's been inactive the last 2 weeks.
Right.
So we'll see what decisions the Jaguars make there. So after the week 2 loss to the Bengals, all the talk was Brian Thomas Jr. is afraid to get hit. Trevor Lawrence is hospital balls. Then this past week, the drops, right? That has been the drama. And then there was no drama, I feel like, this week. I guess the drops, but as far as like internally. And then the 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh, when meeting with media yesterday, I feel like he wanted to stir things up and get some drama going on. So here he is on what he thinks is legal sign stealing by the Jaguars and other teams.
Jacksonville, this is a very young, but it's a very talented group, Liam and his staff, a couple of guys coming from Minnesota, they've got legally a really advanced signal stealing type system where they always find a way to put themselves in an advantageous situation. They do a great job with it. They formation you to try to find any nugget they can. So we've got to be great with our signals, and we got to be great with our communication, and to combat some of the tells that we might give on the field. So they're almost elite in that regard. That whole entire tree, from Sean to Kevin O'Connell to all those guys, they all do it. So so there's challenges. They're going to catch us in some situations where they have the advantage, and we just got to play good, sound, fundamental football and do our best to execute them.
And Liam Coen said, I'm not going to speak on that right now.
Yeah.
Maybe he will one day down the road, but not
after we win.
So that was
because maybe you don't want to say anything.
Yeah. Jordan Rodriguez of The Athletic, she has obviously been embedded with the Rams, so going back to the Sean McVay kind of organization. She said, and again, she posted this earlier today, if you're not using formation changes and motions to reveal defensive reactions and also logging via film study how a defense reacts to these things, plus talking about it in game prep, you're probably pretty behind today's coaching curve. Now, thoroughness of process does vary. Obviously, teams are going to do that.
Yeah, and that's what, to me, I took this initially more so as a compliment almost. Like, I wasn't taking it as anything like crazy or insult. He's saying that all the names he lists are some of the best play callers in the NFL. And so to me, it's just they're a step ahead of everybody is almost what more so I took it as. And you even go back to baseball and there's legal ways to sign steal, and you talk about those managers or players being very high baseball IQ. And so I more so took it that way. And he said legally, so it's not like he's saying they're cheating or he's saying they're doing anything illegal. I just think he's grouping this group of guys in who are just they're just one tick ahead of a lot of the defenses. And Kevin O'Connell, you would instantly put in that. You've seen what he's been able to do with quarterback after quarterback that people have given up on, or young guys, whatever the case may be. And so I took it more as like this is like him giving a nod to this guy's learned under the right people, and they just know a little bit more than some of the other defensive play callers in the league.
Yeah, I think to me it's more like because look, they cover nobody's open anymore. I remember back when they would say, "Oh, there's lip readers on the sideline or in the stands, and they're going to read the lips and all this stuff." And you have to have, you'd be a decoy, signal caller while the real coach is doing it. I think it's more like formations, so maybe they get an idea what grouping you're putting out there, 12, 21, whatever the case may be, and then what I'm going to do against that. And I've already seen it on film. So part of that, look, film study on tendencies has been going on forever.
Yeah.
I mean, tendencies, we studied them like crazy. You have to study them. So that's not stealing anything. You're just videotaping what they do. And you'll see emotion go in and you'll see how they react. I mean, they figure that out and if they're in man or zone by just letting a guy motion 5 feet. If the guy don't go with them, you're like, oh, they're in zone. If he goes with them, they're in man. So, that kind of thing. But I think stealing's just the wrong words. Because what it sounds like is like, oh, they're stealing our signs. Like they know exactly what defense we're going in. That's got to be crazy. If they got a system to figure that out, as far as being what grouping you're going to be in, who's out there and how I could maybe combat that. I got 5-10 plays to combat that one grouping, maybe there, but not stealing actual signs. That seems crazy.
Yeah, I don't know that Liam took it as a compliment based off of the press conference today, because I feel like if he took it as a compliment, then he would have been like, yeah, we're some of the best. Like he said, we're elite. I've worked with these guys that are elite, but I understand your point as far as those guys that he's mentioning, they are the elite play callers in the NFL. And we know the reason that certain play callers are so tricky is they can run everything out of one formation. So the formation is not giving away anything. All right, Tom's takeaways are on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on a Football Friday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios, he's our Big Mac.
Woo! It's Smash Mouth football, baby!
Tom McManus brings his big opinions to Jaguars Today.
Every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 1010 XL.
Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
Helmets and Heels.
Sipping on a Crown Royal Friday.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Strong in the classroom, gifted on the field.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes. Wednesday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Activated by
The Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass. They say you're going to see a big difference, but what does that really mean? It means a live local person on the phone, a smooth, easy process, skilled craftsmen, and excellent customer service all around, with your satisfaction absolutely guaranteed. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
With Lee and Kate's Glass, you're gonna see a big difference.
you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
To the T here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch? From lunch to late night, only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Stick around after the sunset, and Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Come on, somebody.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, we do it all. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband and wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
Bud Light and everyone at Anheuser-Busch want to remind you to get home safely every time. People are counting on you on the road and at home. Plan ahead with safe rides and don't forget to hydrate between beers. Bud Light encourages everyone to enjoy responsibly and socialize safely.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
By the way, I woke up today super excited about the Ryder Cup. About noon, I was like, well, I'm not nearly as excited, but shout out to my friends that did go up there. Different people that we know traveled all the way up to Bethpage Black, a couple different groups, and they've been having a great time despite the golf.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is one of the tournaments / even like sporting events that I think people have the most fun at because that's just what it's about. Even yesterday when I was seeing videos last night of people heckling the Rory one where someone was like, you don't need a button to choke, Rory. Like those are just the funny moments you get. And now Rory's playing really well today. So he was like, I'll show you. But
Yeah, it's cool. Listen, I'm not a huge golf fan. Not fan. I like golf. I like going to the Players. It's a good time. Have a few drinks and watch a little golf.
And next
really
Friday
not even watch that much golf.
Not watch. Yeah, you're a good social
and talk.
I love the Players, obviously. I would love to go to the Waste Management, the Phoenix Open.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun.
Where they get rowdy. That looks like an absolute
North Carolina has one, too, don't they? That's really rowdy. Somewhere in North Carolina, I thought so, too. But, yeah, that one out there, they're wild out there.
I'd love to go to the Masters. Never been there.
Yeah.
One group of friends that's up there, I know they got there at 4:30 in the morning this morning.
That's
So
so
they
early.
are dedicated. And they are really big golf fans, the friends
Yeah,
that
I
have
get
that
it.
have been. But yeah, next Friday we'll be at Timuquana for Constellation Furyk and Friends, the golf tournament there.
We
So
will.
come and hang out with us. It'll be an absolute blast.
Absolutely.
And I
That'll be
always
fun.
look forward to that. Plus, there will be Low Cash playing
concert,
after
yes.
Friday's rounds. And then on Saturday, Love and Theft will play.
What time on Friday?
So both
just
days
depending
it'll
on
be
the-
as soon as the rounds end, but they said probably between 4:15 and 4:30.
Oh, okay. Well, perfect.
Yeah.
It is perfect for us.
Rolling you right into it. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Absolutely. All right, time now for Tom's takeaways.
Now,
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's Takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
All right, my takeaway today on this beautiful Friday centers around our quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and I want him to go out there to San Francisco and lead this team to a victory. You saw some great moments from the quarterbacks last night, right? Sam Darnold getting him down to that field goal at the end there. He ran for 25 yards, threw a nice ball, got it done at the end. I want you to go out there to San Fran and put the ball on the money. Hey, forget the drops are going to happen. Just keep placing that football in the right spots at the right time, and it's time for it all to come together because like I've been saying, when it does come together, it's going to be a potent offense. It will open up the running game, and you'll have that defense on their heels. So hopefully you can get that done. You got to hit on a couple deep shots, maybe throw it a little sooner, get it out there in front of your wideout, and give him a chance to catch a ball. But I'm looking for number 16 to carry this team, guys. Listen, it's a team game. We all know that. But you know what I'm talking about when a quarterback can put it on his back and say, you know what, I got you guys. I'm going to take you right down the field, and we're going to score as many points as we need to win this football game. That is my takeaway today, brought to you by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Do you try to hit a deep pass right off the rip?
That's a good question. Why not? You know, it sends a message. It sends a message. They only give up like 160 yards a game on the pass, defensively against the pass. That's not a bad idea. I tell you what, I would definitely want to see some shots. They've missed a few. It's okay. It happens. Let's just get that timing down and keep going for it. Even if it's Parker Washington, he's fast enough to get down there. Of course, Brian Thomas, we want to see him, and you know that Trev's going to go to him. It's like Kyler last night. What did he say? Hey, Marv, he calls him Marv. Yeah, Marv's my guy. I'm going to go back to him. I'm always going to go back to him. So.
Eerily similar.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Everything has been, between Marvin Harrison Jr. and Brian Thomas Jr. By the way, that week 1 win, Taylor, that the 49ers have over the Seahawks looks even more impressive now. At the time, 17-13 in Seattle, you thought, it's a low-scoring game, not that impressed. We don't really know what Seattle is yet. But certainly limiting the Seahawks to only 13, especially at home, is really good now looking back.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the biggest storylines this offseason is what Sam Darnold was going to look like without Kevin O'Connell, without the line he had in Minnesota, without the run game he had in Minnesota. And they honestly have done a really good job of just kind of seamlessly working him into that offense. And him and Jackson Smith, and I'm flopping that, but I just feel like they have that Jackson Smith, and he's a wide receiver one. We knew that. There were some issues when it comes to play calling in previous years, and that I think was hindering him a little bit. But I really do see you're starting to see him shine as one of those guys that him and Sam have got that connection really quickly. To your point, Tommy, when you were talking about Trevor getting the ball downfield, if I were to tell you that 0% of Trevor's passing yards this season came 20-plus yards, would you believe that? Came from 20-plus yard throws?
Yeah. But they haven't connected. I don't feel like they've connected.
The 46-yarder, obviously, a lot of that was
BTJ after.
Yeah. No, to me, it's been his strength, too. That's what I think is so surprising about it. And we spent so much of the offseason, I know I talked about this over and over again, the speed of Travis Hunter, De'Ami Brown, and Brian Thomas Jr. How are you going, if you're a defense, how are you going to defend all three of those guys when they all have that blazing speed? Yet, to this point in the season, the Jags are 2-1, and I don't think that that's been an issue for defenses.
Well, no, but look, they're trying. The guy Horn made a great play. It was a little underthrown, but he made a great play. There was a couple, one to De'Ami, one to Parker, that just you're missing them, So if you don't hit them, it's not going to scare anybody.
Yeah.
But when you start hitting them, that's when they're like, oh, I got to be careful. I can't get caught, looking in the backfield or, waiting for something else. I got to get on my horse. And
That's why I think I'd start the game with it.
That's not a bad idea. I like
because
to say we'll throw on you, we're not worried about it.
Yeah, let's go right at them.
Otherwise, the 49ers are going to do what the Texans kind of did. And granted, this will be, quote unquote, scouted now because the Texans showed that front. But if I'm the 49ers, that's, that cliche saying of load the box. Well, that's what we're going to do. That's going to be our game plan until, you make it look like Trevor Lawrence can beat us through the air.
That's right.
Or your receivers can catch.
Yeah.
That's what they're probably looking at right now.
You can't, whatever it is.
It's like Trevor's are going over their heads or they're hitting their hands and popping out. And so, we're not worried about that. But if you start the game right away and you hit something deep and they feel like they're going to have to back off of that a little bit.
Yeah, well, the safety's going to have to be more honest. Yeah, and you want them out of that box so they can't just have – look, when you got 8 in the box, you normally have a free guy to the runner. You know, now if he goes away from you, it's harder to get to him and you're on the backside. But if he cuts it back, I mean, there should be nobody on you, you know, when you're that free hitter. So get him out of the box with that deep threat and let's keep going after. Now, that doesn't mean bombs all the time, right?
Yeah.
But set it up. But I like that idea. Like, hey, let's just go. I got another idea, if I may throw at you. I've been thinking about. I've been saying how I'm very impressed how Travis Hunter can play press and man and that kind of thing. So why not take him and say, cover Ricky Pearsall, because he's their biggest threat right now down the field. Let's just see if he can control him one-on-one. We'll help him if we need to. We'll call some zones to, you know, kind of mix and match and keep him up.
But Travis, not Tyson.
Yeah, right, Travis. I want to listen. I think, you know, hey, listen, Tyson's having a fine year, but Travis Hunter, man, I think he's shown that he can get up there and play that man. And think about that, man. That's that old. All right, you got him. You know, you take him, and wherever he goes, you just
shut him down. Then we don't worry.
Yeah, the best corners do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And
that's why it was called Revis Island.
Yeah, right. Great call. So yeah, I'd like to see something like that. I think that would be kind of, you know, it would be, you know, look, you can always change it, so it's not that risky. You know what I mean? He's fast enough. He's got makeup speed. Even if he gets, you know, beat a little bit. So I don't know.
That would honestly be a fun matchup. Talk about two guys that can get in the air after the ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have that. Obviously, that memory seared in our brains of Ricky Pearsall's one-handed catch when he played for Florida.
Like Michael Jordaning it.
Right.
Yeah. What about Jordan Lewis taking a guy like Ricky Pearsall and covering him?
I just like the speed. I want more speed. Not that he's slow, because he's not, but he's more quick than fast, in my opinion. He's fast enough, so I'm not saying that he's not fast enough, but I'd rather see Travis. I mean, look, that's what. You know, that's kind of what you drafted him to be. You know, if you draft him that high, he's the best corner in the draft. He's the best receiver in the draft. That's what we're told. Like, okay, he's showing it to me. He's showing that he can play that position. And he's also showing he can play the slot. And if we can get more one-on-ones with him, you know, you don't have to do it all game long, but get him involved a little bit more. And if he can you know, you got to make sure he can handle both sides if you're going to have him lock down a receiver. But I think it's almost time to, you know, we're bold. Like, it's first time. Like,
we
maybe
said
it's
we
time
were bold.
see if he can handle it. You can always back off if you have to.
I can understand that. I think this week is really interesting when it comes to Travis Hunter. You know, Liam Coen said earlier today, his usage is going to go as we go. Well, that doesn't really tell you, is he going to play more wide receiver because we're not sure about De'Ami Brown, or yes, is he going to play more corner because we've already seen, and we knew that he was a really good corner, and now we've seen it in the National Football League, and he is not being out physicaled by these guys. So yeah, I think the usage of Travis Hunter is going to be something that we continue talking about.
And for the right, he got beat a couple times against Texans. He did on those slants. Nico beat him, and
CJ
Kirk
Stroud had
beat
such
him.
a bad game that it didn't come back to bite.
Yeah. But you're gonna get beat. So I'm not, you know, I know people are, he didn't shut everybody. No, he didn't shut everybody down, but he's shown that he can play that press. And both those times were off coverage. So I'd rather see him up on that line.
Yeah, I mean, I think even the best corners you see every now and then that happen. You don't snatch them away from that just because they got beat on one play. So I do think that if you really want to see the capabilities of Travis Hunter and really how to manage that moving forward, this is a game that's the perfect kind of game plan to go into something like that and say, Travis, that's your guy. Go shut him down.
Yeah, no, I love it. I like Lauren. Let's go deep. Where are we going? We're going deep. Are you ready? Yeah, we're good.
I mean, we've got the speed out there, and Trevor has a great arm. So, you know what? Make them feel the pain early on. All right, earlier today, Liam Coen, Taylor kind of jokingly said, and the receivers have to catch the ball. So let's find out how the wide receivers looked in practice directly from the head coach's mouth.
I mean, I think it was solid. I think we're trying to take the right steps moving forward. They're doing a ton of extra in the walkthroughs. They're doing a ton of extra post-practice to ultimately, go and put ourselves in a position to make those plays on Sunday, right? It's just building their confidence to go out. And we've all seen these guys make great plays and make the routine ones routine. And then also, this is the NFL. We do have to go up and make plays, and the quarterback's got a responsibility. The O-line's got a responsibility in the pass game. But I've got a lot of confidence in these guys to go out and do it on Sunday.
I mean, all you can do as a coach is exactly what they've been doing. Putting more time on it, making sure that they're paying attention, as far as the attention to detail and things like that, focusing on it. That's all you, as a coach, then you sit on the sidelines during the game and just hope and pray that they do what they've been doing. Yeah. Don't let them cross their fingers. You cross your
or their eyes. But yeah, I think that there's 3 things, and this is obvious, but that you want to see start improving that has been an issue. And the drops are one of them. You have the most drops in the league. Penalties, you have the most penalties in the league. And then Trevor's tied for second most interceptions. So, and honestly, it probably should be more. He has 4 right now. Probably 6, technically, at least another one. Those 3 things, if you want this offense to feel like it's improving and getting better, those are the things that you want to start to improve. And I do think when you start playing better opponents, that will catch up quicker than what you've seen the first 3 weeks. The Niners are a better opponent than what you've seen those first 3 weeks, but they're also beat up. So you can still, I think you don't have to play a perfect game this weekend, but you have some opponents coming up this season that you're not going to be able to have the amount of drops, penalties, and turnovers that you, on the offensive side, that you've had and still win.
Yeah, Tom, I know you like the Jags in this. If the 49ers were fully healthy, and Bosa aside, because he's out for the entire year, but if the rest of the roster was healthier, would you still like the Jags?
You mean do they have Kittle and Ayuk and the full and Jennings?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'd be picking San Fran.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's part of the deal, though.
Absolutely.
I mean, you play who you play, and look, that doesn't mean even in that regard they can't go out there and win in that situation either. I just would think that the Niners are pretty loaded, and they're undefeated for a reason, and those 3 guys or guys missing would probably be playing a pretty significant role right now. But look, they go out there, and I tell you, we all know the deal, right? Go out there and beat San Fran, come home to Monday Night Football.
Oh, yeah.
To the Chiefs, and you're 3-1. Are you kidding me? It's just going to be
Chiefs could still have just one win, potentially,
They
playing the
potentially
Ravens
could.
this weekend.
Absolutely.
I do wonder if Anthony Campanile has had Liam Coen come in his office a few times this week and say, let me tell you about Kyle Shanahan's offense. Like, I know I didn't work directly for Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
I worked for Sean McVay, but yes, that tree is all connected.
Right.
Let me tell you some things that they're going to do. And yeah.
So Kyle must be stealing the signs too. Because he's part of
it.
I just put it together.
Yeah.
What he's talking about?
Sign
Kyle's
Maybe that's where he heard
over
it
to the
from.
side going, go, Robert.
Maybe Kyle was like, this is what we all do. And then and then Saleh was like, accidentally ratted them all out.
Who knows? All right, Taylor's Tangent is on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. We haul construction debris or property cleanouts for managers, owners, and realtors. We do it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Helmets and Heels.
Crown Royal Friday.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Duval. Yes, you heard that right. We love being in Duval County, and we love this city. So during football season, it's absolutely Lou-Vol around here. Hey, it's Don from Taco Lou, and yes, it is that time of year again. I know everyone's working hard all week getting ready for game day. Taco Lou is ready for you. If it's pregame, if it's postgame, during the game, no matter what your game is, enjoy it with us at Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, 1010XL fans, it's game time, but don't get sidelined from the fun. The JTA Game Day Express is the smartest way to get to the bank on time. It's all sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 convenient pickup locations across the River City, but remember, Game Day Express is cashless. All passes must be purchased through the MyJTA mobile app. Get your $10 pass today. For all of your game day needs, go to myjtafla.com.
Where is the deepest canyon in the United States?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The deepest canyon in the United States is Hell's Canyon along the Oregon and Idaho border, about 8,000 feet deep at some point.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Jaguar fan, Palm Beach Autographs is putting together a Fanatics exclusive with a chance for you to meet and get an autograph from Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr. All the details are at palmbeachautographs.com or drop by the Avenues Mall for more info. It's happening at Palm Beach Autographs in the Avenues Mall.
Celebrating 30 years in Jax Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
For Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. I'm convinced that RJ is playing this song all the time now, Kid Rock's Ball to the Ball, because the Florida Gators are terrible, and I wanted to play this song every time for Jaden Baugh and all the touchdowns he'd be scoring and all the wins Florida would be racking up. But alas, that is not the case. At least Florida has the bye week, so Florida fans can root on the Virginia Cavaliers tonight. That's right. Florida State. Yeah. Miami also has a bye week, and then next week, Florida State, Miami's going to be
that'll be a fun one,
a big one for sure. All right, right now Taylor Dell has a tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
Okay, so we've talked about this a little bit, and it's funny because it kind of relates to even the Jaguars this week too. But when we talk about the travel, how much the conversation goes around East Coast, West Coast travel, time changes. Now different countries, teams are having to travel to play. Mm-hmm. But we've also had the conversation in college football with the conference realignments, how much certain teams are having to travel now, or game time starts that are now making some coaches upset. So I want to let you guys listen to this cut. It's from Lincoln Riley on their kickoff, because they play Illinois. They're at Illinois. So it's a 9 a.m. Pacific 11 for that Central Time, but they're coming off a very late kickoff time this last week. So Lincoln Riley shared his thoughts on that.
I mean, we've tried to be aware. I mean, going from the absolute latest kick in the country to the absolute earliest kick in the country has its challenges, but the challenge is, like, it is what it is, right? We don't make the schedule, and so clearly, and so we've had to adapt a little bit in the way that we prepared and how much that we've done, and even when you go back to Purdue being a factor now, being so late and getting back so late, like it compounds if you're not careful. So we've tried to be mindful of getting our work done, but at the same time knowing that we need to take a fresh football team. We need to put a fresh football team on that airplane.
It made me think of a couple things. Number one, I'm not totally sure when they were evaluating and changing some of these conferences that they've really thought about some of these things. And the travel
they
was
thought about
brought
one
up.
thing.
Yeah, the money.
Yeah, right. Money.
And the travel was probably like, some of these teams will have to travel. I don't know if they were fully thinking about the times that some of these teams were going to have to play. An 8 p.m. one week, and then the following week you're playing in your body clock, 8 p.m. and 9 a.m. And so that's a lot. But it made me kind of laugh, because it was kind of this thing where people are always like, join a conference, or let's get in a big conference, whatever it is. And that Lincoln Riley goes in later to this and say it's kind of the trade-off for joining a big conference and getting in, obviously, the Big Ten. But that is some of the reasons that hold back a team like Notre Dame from doing that, because what conference unless you're in the Big Ten, then most of the teams are right there. But a lot of times it's been
But
like,
not
they'll be
now
the
with
ACC and
not
with the
now
basketball.
with the USC,
now with USC,
UCLA in
Right.
the Big Ten.
Yeah, so there's still, and that is some of the things. Granted, they play all over the place because that's just kind of what they've done. But I think some of these coaches now are really starting to see the negative of maybe they jump too quickly and joining some of these big conferences and wanting to be a part of them, because we will see what happens this weekend, but that's a lot on the body and like time clocks for these players when you're changing the times and you're doing multiple different time zones. And we've talked about this is one time a week. There's baseball teams having to do this multiple times and travel for several games throughout the week. Once that starts, basketball, they'll travel a lot more. So it's just I'm not sure they fully thought about this.
Oh, no, definitely not. And by the way, conferences were created to be regional things.
To be regional,
that was
right.
the whole point of conferences whenever they created them a long time ago. And so the Southeastern Conference, that is a region of the United States.
Right.
And obviously the footprint has expanded a little bit outside of that, but the SEC hasn't gone too crazy and gotten like an Oregon in its conference. But yeah, that was the whole point of them.
It's crazy to have, like, you got USC and then you got Rutgers.
Right.
Like in the same, conference.
Stanford and
That's just-
Miami are in the same conference.
BC hosts Cal this week. It's a 3:30 kickoff, so that's not too bad. But a week after they played Stanford, they had a bye week, 2 weeks. But you playing Stanford at 10:30 at night your time. You never played at that time.
Right.
Just weird. Like, you got to figure that out. Though you got to wonder, I don't know. One day they'll trim the fat and do a whole realignment. They got to do something because it's just ridiculous. I mean, look, in South, you guys do it right. What's the furthest? Texas A&M, maybe. I don't know who's further west. One of those two. Oklahoma.
Texas A&M
Oklahoma's before.
and Oklahoma. Yeah, Texas A&M I think is the farthest west.
Okay, so that's
in Lubbock.
that's still south. Yeah, so southwest, but it's okay. So
Missouri is probably not a true southeastern school, but most of it, like you can kind of, it's like an L, right? Not exactly an L, but
it's not across like over here and to over there and up here and all over the place.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it in at least kind of close,
right?
Which is
football's
kudos
only
to them.
once a week, to your point, Taylor. But the Olympic sports, beyond even basketball and baseball, like the Olympic sports, the women's volleyball team
and the gymnastics.
That's a ton of traveling for them.
Yeah, it's just, and you could tell in this it's kind of a complaint, but he knows it's just part of what is happening with joining the Big Ten. So you also don't want to complain about being a part of the Big Ten, especially the way that the Pac-12 ended. But you also are kind of like, is there a way, at least moving forward, scheduling that you're not doing the timing the way it is back to back? I wonder if they'll focus more at least on that area moving forward.
Like 60 mil. Wasn't it 60? You said the Big Ten got 60 mil last year each team or this year or something like that?
It was crazy.
Like they'll travel for that.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, and that's what it's about.
Please.
It's money. Everything I feel like the conferences are doing for themselves are for money and not the whole product of college football. And that's what the problem has started turning
Right,
into.
$63.2 million for the Big Ten. Yeah, and then we see the rivalries dissipate, like we talked about with the SEC, scheduling the 3 annual opponents, and then everyone else rotates. Well, that means Tennessee doesn't come to the Swamp, I think, until like 2029, maybe?
Yeah.
Because the first, in 2 years, it's Florida at Tennessee, and then, so what are we doing?
Yeah, what do you do at Notre Dame in this whole thing? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to make them play 9?
They stand there with their pinkies up.
Yeah, we're like, well, I think
playing.
until they're forced to do something, it's not changing. Like the conversation for so long was once the playoff people were saying if the playoff ended up being the certain format to where Notre Dame couldn't get in
An
for
automatic
qualifying, then
it's
would
only
that
conference
affect
champions.
things? And so there was a lot of conversations, but every time those have come up, like Notre Dame's found a way to just keep going. And this last year, honestly, you're talking about the split. Like the conferences have had to split those playoff wins as the other teams. Notre Dame got all of the money that they made throughout the entire. So there's no way they're giving that up until they're absolutely forced to. I don't know if the NCAA ever will, honestly, though, because I feel like Notre Dame's always top in recruiting. They're usually ranked. There's all of these conversations that you have. So until I think maybe it gets to the point if it turns into 2 conferences, for example, it's just like that,
like the
Super 2 conference or something. Then
and we've said this so many times. There is no powerful NCAA college football commissioner.
Yeah.
Right.
That does not exist. If that existed and that person said, Notre Dame, you have to join a conference, then it would make sense.
They would have to.
Well, you can make an argument. I mean, if you're really trying to crown a true national champion, they should be in a conference somewhere. You know what I mean?
And that's what they've said.
The argument for someone that's not supporting Notre Dame being independent, you would say, well, they don't have to play in the conference championship. But we saw last year that the committee, and this could change, but the committee last year didn't penalize teams for losing the conference championship.
Right.
So whether you win or lose, if that's not going to change what the committee thinks, if you're still going to get in, then it doesn't matter.
And also that opposite argument is that we don't get a conference championship game. So usually, and with the expansion, it looks a little bit different. But in previous years, Notre Dame lose one game, they're out. There's no chance. You can't win a conference championship and get into the playoff or the BCS or whatever at the end. Other teams can. Like, you don't have to win your conference, that's first of all. But even if that, you do have the opportunity, even if you have a lesser record, to win your SEC championship or whatever championship and still make the postseason. Notre Dame doesn't have that. So usually 1 or 2 games, and there's absolutely no shot for them to get in because they can't win that game to win it at the end.
Yeah, we got to take a break, but how are you feeling about Notre Dame, Arkansas tomorrow?
I'm honestly kind of scared.
I can understand that. Arkansas has come so close to winning the last 2 games, but has fumbled towards the very end. And so it's definitely a high-pressure situation, honestly, for both Marcus Freeman and for Sam Pittman, the head coach of Arkansas. It's one of those do or die.
There's
games
a lot of the Notre Dame Twitter is definitely in kind of panic mode for that.
I can understand that. All right, more to do on the other side. It's Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group. Let's take a look inside 1010XL.
Who wants the Grand Tour? That would be terrific. That would be great.
We have the drill in the morning.
Very amusing.
Jaguars today from 10 to noon.
Good.
Helmets and Heels until 2.
Yes.
XL Prime Time and the Frangie Show afternoons.
This is great.
Then Baloo and Hacker take you into the night.
All in one location.
1010XL.
Need electric vehicle repair? Guardian Collision is expert certified for any electric vehicle. Trust the home team for auto body repair on your EV. Guardian Collision. They guard what moves you at GuardianCollision.com.
Crown Royal Friday
on Helmets and Heels.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Chick-fil-A has something brand new on the menu, and it's only here for a limited time. Introducing the Pretzel Cheddar Club. This sandwich comes on a warm, buttery pretzel bun, a slice of cheddar cheese, topped with 3 strips of applewood, smoked bacon, fresh lettuce, and tomato. And the kicker, a creamy Dijon mustard sauce on the side that takes this sandwich to the next level. Try it grilled, spicy, or the original Chick-fil-A chicken. Don't wait. It's only here for a short time, so stop by your local Jacksonville Chick-fil-A at any location to try the Pretzel Cheddar Club today.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 26, 1993, Davis Love III secures the victory for the U.S. as they went on to defeat Europe in the Ryder Cup.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Pick it here with a game winner. It's Checkmate Coatings. I've scouted them all. And this Jacksonville crew's the real deal.
I'm Brendan, owner of Checkmate Coatings. We transform pool decks, driveways, and patios with pro precision.
Score big at CheckmateCoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Joint
replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barry Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BarryOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barry Orthopedics.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,600 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. But only until September 30th. 18 months financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Coen Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is JJ with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call on Coen Flowers, they'll do it all.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Speaking of RJ Saunders, the college kickoff comes up from 6 to 7. RJ, what's on tap for today?
Leon Cersei talking about Miami Hurricane football going into the bye week. We'll also have Chip Patterson of CBS Sports going to take us around the college football landscape, talk about everything that's going on there and what's going on with Clemson. 1-3 start. It's Dabo on a hot seat. Does a hot seat even exist for one Dabo Swinney? So that's all going on tonight.
I think Dabo is on the hot seat, by the way, because he's been resistant to the portal, and to changes in general, NIL and things like that. So hot seat may, I suppose, be too strong considering he has 2 national championships in the last 10 years. But the seat is warm. It's obvious. I'm not going to compare it to Billy Napier, another 1-3 team. That would be dumb.
Defending your record means you're on the hot seat. You know, publicly, when you go, well, we won.
Anytime you have to be on the defensive.
What about when we win?
Right.
Win, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, okay.
Somebody else will want me. And that, I think for him, it's such an interesting conversation. But it is, I think, because he's been so kind of stubborn in changing and adapting to the new college football world. If he was winning, it would hide. People would be like, okay, well, Dabo's great because he's doing it despite.
Because Kirby Smart also, by the way, doesn't love the transfer portal and NIL.
Right.
But
he's opened up to some things because he knows he has to.
Of course.
And Dabo there's been like 2 players on his roster he's gotten from the portal. But I do think that people are looking at it like, okay, is this, if you can't adapt and you're not winning, then this is clearly showing the difference between the coaches that worked before and the coaches that can adapt to the new way things run in college football.
And you know how everyone loves the backup quarterback, right? Because the backup quarterback has done no wrong. Everybody loves the up-and-coming young coaches that are at smaller schools, and they think, well, I'll get them in here, and then they'll transform this program. They'll connect to these guys. Yeah. And they'll also be certainly much more open to NIL and the portal and all those things. And it's like, well, that's not always how it works.
Right.
Like, you can get young coaches in.
UNC didn't think that way.
Right. North Carolina went the opposite.
Right.
Most
They went
of the time
the opposite way.
That's also a guy
route.
succeeding, like John Summerall at Tulane. The moment that person has success, that coach has success, they get that next big opportunity. And it does work sometimes. It doesn't always. By the way, other programming notes, Frangie Show comes up on 92.5 FM and the FM stream 4 to 6, while Rick Ballou is on 1010 AM and the AM stream from 4 to 6. And then Bowles travels to Baldwin. That game kicks off at 6:30 tonight. So pregame coverage begins at 6. And then Bishop Kenny plays host to Parker. That one kicks off at 7 p.m. So that one there along the St. Johns River.
Gotta love
it. Lots of football.
We love football around here.
No doubt.
All right. So I mentioned Notre Dame at Arkansas tomorrow at noon. In case you only have one TV, you'll have to just check the score of the USC at Illinois game, because that one's also at noon, as is Georgia Tech.
Illinois. I'm done with them after last week.
I might want to take USC.
Yeah, they made me mad in week 1. So
that's right. See, that's what happens to you.
I should have paid attention.
That's right. It's also at noon. Then we have at 3:30 Auburn at Texas A&M, Ohio State at Washington, LSU at Ole Miss, and then Indiana at Iowa also. So 3:30, honestly, you need 4 TVs. We don't have those, but I suppose devices nowadays suffice.
YouTube TV, you can split screen.
That is
have
very
all
true.
those games on.
And then the night games, Oregon at Penn State, Alabama at Georgia. Those both kick off at 7:30.
Yeah. Yeah.
We get good games now.
We have finally made it.
Yeah.
Mama, we made it.
Can the coach of Penn State get out of he doesn't win the big games, man. He's only like 4-20 or something like that. Franklin?
James Franklin is his name. He used to be the head coach at Vanderbilt, and then certainly has been with the Nittany Lions for quite some time now. And yes, that's the knock on him, that he does not win the big games.
My father-in-law is a huge Penn State. Today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday.
But I don't know, man. I know we're going to pick it later, but
you can tip your hand.
I think that's what I think. I mean, I'm like, well, why? Why? You know, and then it's hard to judge both teams. They really haven't played anybody,
and,
you know.
And you'd give the
Oklahoma State, they crushed
correct.
Oklahoma
That's what I'm saying. You give the slight advantage to Oregon in theory because of Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma State is absolute garbage right now.
No, I know.
I was looking. This is how bad my college football season has gone.
No.
I was looking at a bottom 25. That's right, not top 25. Bottom 25, and yes, you can bet your bottom dollar Florida was in that. I mentioned earlier, Florida State plays at Virginia tonight.
Yeah.
Those are two incredibly good offenses, so I'm really intrigued to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Florida State with the best offense in all of the country, and Virginia has, I think, a top 5 offense. Thomas Castellanos is a little banged up.
Yep.
He is going to play from what all reports say, but that does make me a little nervous.
Especially if he's limited with his legs, because I do think, that's what you built this whole offense off of, and with Gus Malzahn is him being able to run. So if there's any limit to that at all, Virginia will be able to take advantage. That's what they should be able to take advantage of.
And don't get caught looking ahead.
Yeah.
We got a massive game next week.
Yep. Yeah. FSU plays host to Miami. So you got that right. All right,
gotta take care of business.
You got that right. On the other side, one guy who also has to take care of business on Sunday, that would be Eric Armstead as he returns to San Francisco, the team that drafted him. We will chat with the Jaguars defensive tackle next. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Bought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL. Every great engine has something special under the hood.
Woo! Hey, you want to drive?
It's the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game.
Boom, drive it, set up, there you go.
On 1010XL.
Gotta be 6, fellas. We gotta get 6.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
It's a Crown Royal Friday. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
This is Jennifer Marion at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville, and now's the time to drive away in luxury.
That's right, Jennifer. The $7,500 tax credit ends this month. It's your last month to take advantage of this incredible opportunity.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They are all in stock and ready to drive today.
See all of our inventory at Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.com or visit us on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent you.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average, you want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style, fogged or broken glass replaced, decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to those Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around here, and it's Duval.
You can't go inside your home team's locker room, so Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline goes there for you.
Work on three, work on three, work on three.
Hayes Carline here. Find my blog at 1010XL.com.
Brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
Jacksonville is football season, and Duck Duck Rooter is proud to be on your home team. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we tackle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning problems with championship-level service. Keep an eye out for our custom Jaguar wrap plumbing vans rolling around town. They're hard to miss and always ready for the next play at your home or business. With thousands of 5-star Google reviews and the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, trust Duck Duck Rooter to keep you in the game. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Blue here for the blue. Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Hi, I'm John Haney from Clearwater Gutters and Drainage. After heavy rains, the problems are obvious. Mulch blown out of your beds, water standing around your foundation, and that fancy new crater back behind your bushes. Let Clearwater Seamless Gutters help you solve the problem spots.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters.
And drainage, too. Find out more at clearwaterjacks.com.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
I know you love sports, so why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. The Jacksonville Jaguars are looking for their third win in the regular season. They'll have to travel to the West Coast to do so as they'll take on the San Francisco 49ers at Levi's Stadium. You can catch all the action, pregame, in-game, and post-game on 1010XL beginning at 11 o'clock on Sunday, live from Tailgaters Parking. Right now, 89 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dollar, Jay Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you.
Can we give away some lunch?
Let's do it.
Let's give away some lunch. Free lunch. winner. Chicken dinner, actually.
That's right.
Let's do free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 2. You get free lunch to Chick-fil-A.
Caller number 2, and that's not going to Eric Armstead.
That is not going. Sorry, Eric. You do not get
He
free
needs
lunch
more
to
than one
Chick-fil-A.
sandwich. He probably eats like 6.
That is very true. He must be putting in extra work because he has not yet dialed up the 1010XL.
Okay. Well, I thought I saw him on there for a
We've got
second.
construction workers
Yeah, we
behind
got-
us if you're watching.
No big deal. Don't worry
If you're
about
watching
it.
the stream, you're going to be just able or see how good we are at focusing.
That's
even
right.
when the distractions are around us. That's what people, when we do remote shows, sometimes we're right in the middle of talking and people just like come up and stand there and you're like, okay, I just have to keep my concentration and not just ignore the noise.
Yeah, I get that sometimes when I'm filming The Horse's Mouth. Like they'll see and they'll come up and I'll just be like,
like, hold on.
Just for a second.
I will be with you in
Just for a
just
second.
a moment.
Oh, it's great. So much fun.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes they don't know at a remote that we're like, because if it's an interview, for example, it's on our headset, so they're not seeing that happening, and they'll walk up and they'll be like leaning over trying to talk. I'm like, I can't talk to you right now. I'm sorry. Give me 4 minutes.
Richie just joked by asking if we have any bumper stickers. I did, since we are moving buildings, I was going through my stuff in my desk, and I did find 2 1010XL bumper stickers.
Oh, we haven't had those in a while.
I know. I was like, I feel like I need to auction these off.
Any betters out there?
Even though I'm claiming that college football is way too greedy, now I'm going to be greedy and auction
We
these
got some
bad boys
cool
off.
fall swag, 1010XL fall swag. The hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of those jackets. I like wearing those.
Steve Griffin's great at the fall, winter swag.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we have a lot of winter clothing items.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have jackets, hoodies, zip-up sweaters.
Rain
That
jacket, rain pants.
puff vest thing we got one year. I'm like, we only have 1 month of winter.
I always make a joke in the house. I'm like, here comes vest season. All the guys got to have their vests on. It's so funny.
What's always funny to me is when, and I'm not criticizing these people, it's just funny, but like you'll see families go in Florida to pumpkin patches in, late September, early October, and they're in like jackets and jeans and boots, and I'm like, guys, it's still like 85 degrees.
They want the cute fall pictures, but it is so hot.
I know you're sweating your butts off right now, and your kids are probably like, this is torture. All right, earlier on Jaguars Today, you had a really good comparison between Fred Warner and Foye Oluokun. And obviously most people think Fred Warner is a future Hall of Famer. Foye Oluokun doesn't get nearly, I think, the enough attention he deserves, but part of that's because he's in Jacksonville. But let's go through that as far as your tail of the tape on helmets and heels. I'm not going to steal that from Jaguars.
Yeah, no, listen, like when you think of Fred Warner, you think the best linebacker, maybe one of the best, top 3, right?
For sure.
And deservedly so.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good linebacker. There's one, I did different stats. There's one stat where he's way ahead of Foye, but I'll get to that in just a second. And it makes sense if you've been watching Fred Warner. They're both in their 8th year, which is interesting. They came in the same time. So 3 games into their 8th year. Total tackles, Foye has 949.
That's a lot.
Fred Warner has 927. Okay, so a little bit more for Foye. Sacks, Foye has 11.5. Warner has 10. Okay.
Very similar.
Interceptions, Warner has 10. Foye has 8. Forced fumbles, 16 for Warner, 11 for Oluokun. Pass breakups, here's the difference. 56 pass breakups for Warner, 31 for Oluokun. So Warner's very involved in the pass game. And then stuffs, which there must be a new one, but you must be, I don't know, stuffing the hole or stuffing somebody.
You're stuffing somebody.
Stuffing somebody. 54.5 for Warner, 52.5 for Foye. So it just shows you how good of a, I mean, Foye's, it's the market. We haven't won. It's, 49ers, they've won. They're on a lot of national TV. A lot of people know. And listen, the fans account for 1/3 of the vote for Pro Bowl anyway.
Yeah.
But he's shown that he is one of the, if Fred Warner, what is that whole thing? 1 + 1 = 2 or something like that? Or A + B = C? Simple math. You know what I mean? Like you add that up. Like, it's comparable. You could compare Foye Oluokun's career to Fred Warner's. Now, you may be on the outside being like 30,000-foot view going, no way. Look what he's done. I agree in that aspect. But as far as just playing the position, they're pretty close in what they've done over their career.
Yeah, I think if you were to ask NFL defensive coordinators around the league, would you rather have Fred Warner or Foye Oluokun? I think, most would probably say Fred Warner, sure.
Yeah.
But if you were to say you can have Foye Oluokun and then insert their middle linebacker's name,
they would say, give me Foye.
I think it would be, I think it would be Foye
Yeah.
For most of these teams.
And
he's so incredibly consistent. He has such high football IQ. He's got a great motor. Last year he played through injury, so he's a warrior as well.
Tough guy.
And last year also, by the way, he played out of position. The Jaguars moved him from middle linebacker.
Yeah, and honestly,
that was smart.
To both of your points of where he is now, if Foye was the one that's been in San Francisco the last 8 years, do you
He's
think
a household name?
Yes. Yeah. I think right away
that
he
goes
is.
with the territory, especially when you're one of the better players in the and your team's good.
And
that
your
helps
team
a ton.
wins. So the people are watching your team in the playoffs consistently, and that's when you start to see. That's when not the diehard football fan learns more names and becomes more recognized. The players become more recognizable when you're winning playoff games. And that's a team, the Niners, every year for several years were beating the Packers in the NFC Championship game, and that is when people start to notice.
And Fred's making a ton of plays.
Yes.
Because he does make a ton of plays, like Oluokun, but he stands out. Fred Warner stands out when you watch San Francisco's defense, and has for a long time.
And we did this, I think, in the offseason, but we went through, ESPN did each position group and the top 10 based off of executives and coaches and scouts and things like that. So as far as off-ball linebackers, Fred Warner, number one. No surprise there for the 49ers.
Vaughn.
I'm sorry?
No, the kid from Philly, you see up there? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, you're fine. Number 2 is Roquan Smith. Smith for the Ravens. 3 is Zach Bond for the Eagles, who had a phenomenal season. Chiefs, Nick Bolton is 4. Frankie Louvu for the Commanders is 5. Tremaine Edmonds for the Bears is 6.
Had a couple picks last week. He was good.
Yep. Levante David for the Bucks is 7. Okay, I'm not.
From the Saints?
No, this one's the Cowboys.
Oh.
DeMarvione. There we go. Overshone.
Overshone,
Yeah.
right. Yep.
And Dre Greenlaw for the Broncos, 9.
Sure,
Quincy
though.
Williams for the Jets, 10. So Foye doesn't even make the list, which I know, like I said, I know we talked about in the offseason, but he doesn't even make the list. Like, that seems crazy.
Yeah. He, again, I think it's just more lack of exposure, and if you've been watching Foye, I mean, anybody that's covered a game, called the game, they know what kind of player he is. We watch him, so we see it. He doesn't make a ton of splash kind of plays, I guess, but he's just consistent with making plays. And I'd like to see him blitz more. I think he's a good blitzer. I think you can send him a little bit more and bring even more pressure. We know he can play the run really well, and his coverage skills are good. They're not as good as Fred. I mean, Fred is probably, and Bond, whatever his last name is. His coverage skills.
Great, yeah.
I don't think Smith, Roquan, his cover skills, I think overall he's fantastic. But I think Fred and Baum, they have really good cover skills.
Yeah, and it's funny, all the names. So 2018, obviously you just said Foye and Fred Warner. Roquan was drafted in 2018. Tremaine Edmonds was drafted in 2018.
Wow.
Harold Landry was drafted in 2018.
BC,
That was a good linebacker for him.
Yeah.
And some inside, outside, obviously, different guys.
2018 was that long ago?
Yeah.
That's what I was like,
7
it's
years.
insane, actually, to think about.
That seems wild.
8 seasons are in right now for those guys. So, and then, by the way, if I may throw it in, because I figured why not, I looked up Devin Lloyd's stats.
Okay, yeah.
So he's 3 games into his 4th year. So he's a vested player. Congrats, Devin Lloyd. That's fantastic. That means he'll get all the pension and everything. 370 total tackles. So he's halfway through, right?
Right.
Or they got 5 years on him. No, they're in their.
They did not get his 5th year.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
He's saying in comparison to-
they're in their
Oh,
8th year. He's in their 4th. So 2 sacks, 5 picks, 1 forced fumble, 20 pass breakups for Devin Lloyd, for the guy that can't cover.
Right. Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
That's an interesting stat. And then 17 stuff. So
Yeah, that sack, I think, number is the one that's really going to increase this year. Maybe potentially more interceptions,
Absolutely.
too. But
That was such a conversation this offseason of Trayvon getting that 5th year and Devin Lloyd not. Devin Lloyd's playing his butt off right now. I love it.
And they're using him the right way.
Yeah.
They really are. I mean, he's doing great against the run. That bat position, like I've been talking about, he is perfect for it. He runs games with the guys. He can rush right. He can get right up on a guard and run a game with the nose or whatever, and he can get penetration to that backfield. Man, he's just long and lean. He knows how to get skinny. He knows how to break through. He's strong. I think he's got a lot to offer. So he's another guy. Him and Etienne. You think about guys that maybe you thought weren't going to be here, weren't going to be that important, but they've shown that, hey, man, no, we're here to play ball, and they're doing great.
Tommy, somebody on the text line said stuffs are a new age stat. The runner was stopped at or short of the line of scrimmage or stopped short of the line to gain on 3rd or 4th down.
Okay, that's great then.
Yeah.
So the higher that number, the better.
specifically 3rd or 4th down. I figured it was at the line of scrimmage.
Stuffing them.
Yeah. All
Those
right.
are fun hits.
Well, let's make some picks on the other side.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Last week
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
September, so we have some picks to make. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL. Saturday and Sunday, we watch the games.
We're all on the same page then.
We spend Monday talking about what we saw. Sink your teeth into Dandy Foods Post-Game Monday. Makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff on 1010XL.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K. October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Helmets and Heels. Crown Royal Friday.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. When deciding what lawyer to trust with your car accident or injury case, the most reliable way is reviews and results. You want to be treated well, and you want a great result. Woolsey Morecambe's reviews speak for themselves, and I challenge any firm to compare results. We offer the resources of a large law firm and the customer service of a boutique practice. If you want to be treated right and want great results, call Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY and take the fear out of the fight. Offices, Jacksonville.
When you head out for a night with friends or going to the big game, don't forget the best game plan to win the night is to designate a driver and guarantee a safe ride home. Hydrating between buds is the best play you can make. Bud Light, reminding all to drink wiser.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious? Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us 641-1010.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Come visit the best sports restaurant in town. That's Big Dogs in Orange Park, known for great burgers, huge wings, pizza, salads, and special nightly events like trivia and karaoke. You'll all love it at Big Dogs Restaurant in Orange Park.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
Hey, Niall Lawrence Stample, national champion and owner of NLS Cleaning here, where we offer pressure washing, gutter cleaning, and paver sealing, plus window cleaning. Football season is back. Get 20% off your first service when you mention this ad through September 30th. Call 708-8802.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, thanks for coming over so quick.
Sure thing, pal. What's the big... Whoa!
See, I told you there was a smell.
Yeah, it smells like...
Exactly, or a dead one more like it.
You need some fresh air in here.
Well, this is the problem, Jason. I've kept everything sealed up tight all summer long so I don't lose all my nice cool air. Now all the dog smells and cooking smells and home gymnasium man cave smells are all building up and I can barely...
Dude, where are the Bueller sunglasses I gave you?
Oh, I don't know. They must be in my other...
Put on my emergency pair.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can install an air purification add-on to your existing air conditioner. Clean the air of dust and pollen and funky smells while you cool.
So I can keep all the cool air I saved up?
And your place won't smell like a dead...
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Get to our picks here in a second, but just to give you a quick update, we know that the Europeans basically destroyed the Americans earlier today. Right now, you've got John Rahm and Sepp Straka taking on Scotty Scheffler and JJ Spahn. Rahm and Straka are 2 up through 9. Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Rose are taking on Ben Griffin and Bryson DeChambeau. Ben Griffin and DeChambeau are 1 up through 8. Here we go, boys. Ludwig Ober and Rasmus Højgaard are 2 up through 8 over Cam Young and Justin Thomas. And Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry are 2 up through 7 on Sam Burns and Patrick Cantlay.
Are the live guys playing better? With several lives that were in some of that.
Yeah, so DeChambeau for sure. Rahm. But so they kind of cancel each other out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Because they're on each side.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, it's just at least this is looking better, like I said, than it was the morning. We only had one win this morning. That was Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay over Robert McIntyre and Victor Hovland, which as I was watching Taylor, so Taylor's a big Victor Hovland fan, and I was like, if Taylor's watching, which I doubt she is because it's working hours, but if she is, I was like, you have to root against Victor Hovland. You can't root for him.
That's why I can't watch it.
He's the only one who, like I said, struggled a little bit. All right, time now for our picks. The standings look like this as we head into our final week of September. For people who missed it, we are going to do a loser per month. We shall see who the loser is after this weekend. But Currently, I lead with 14 points. Tom McManus has 10 points, and Taylor Dahl right in the mix with 9 points. As we head into our first game of the weekend, LSU Ole Miss, which, by the way, you can hear that game right here on the Superstation tomorrow as there is no Florida game. Ole Miss is a 1.5-point favorite. Like I said, that game is at Oxford or in Oxford at Ole Miss. Tom, I'll start with you. Who you got? And by the way, there is that extra drama with Lane Kiffin's daughter dating LSU.
That's right.
Linebacker Whit Weeks.
You know, this is going to be a fun game to watch.
I think so. The last 2 matchups have been like fireworks.
Have they? They've been outstanding.
Yeah, they've been great.
Good. Yeah, Ole Miss, I watched them I think a week or 2 ago. They were fun. They were very, very exciting to watch.
Yeah, you said you watched some of that Arkansas Ole Miss game.
Arkansas Ole Miss, I sure did. And that was interesting. LSU, look, I think their defense is pretty strong. Nussmeier's due for a big day. I'm going underdog, and I'm going to take the 1.5, I guess, and go with the LSU Tigers.
Bayou Bengals for Tom. Taylor?
Yeah, I think LSU sucks, honestly. I mean, DJ Lagway gave them the ball 5 times, and they could still hardly pull out a win against probably one of the worst teams in college football right now in the Gators. Ole Miss.
To the heart.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ole Miss. I just think that high tempo offense that they have, they don't make a lot of mistakes. That's one of the things that you can kind of force Garrett Nussmeier into making some of those, especially in those explosive moments. They've had those areas. So I think Ole Miss will take advantage of some of those miscues for LSU, and Brian Kelly's temper, and Ole Miss wins.
Brian Kelly's temper. This one is really difficult. Obviously, the line shows that. The one thing I'm going to go back to is, yes, LSU's offense hasn't played well, but Ole Miss's run defense is the worst in the SEC. So I think LSU is not going to put it in Garrett Nussmeier's hands.
Yeah.
I think they are going to put it in Caden Durham's hands. And he has not yet had, I mean, he's getting close to 100 yards. He hasn't had a game yet over 100 yards. I think he does it on the ground, but I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Even though LSU's defense is good, I still think Ole Miss is going to put up points. So I've got LSU. On to Oregon, Penn State. Taylor, what say you? The Penn State Nittany Lions at home, 3.5-point favorites.
I really didn't want to go first with this one.
Okay.
I was like, it's okay.
Do you want me to go first?
I went back only because I kept going back and forth, and I really couldn't decide on this one. But I feel like at the end, I just have to lean on, I don't trust James Franklin in a moment like this. And part of it, the reason that was pulling me the other way is they're coming off a bye. They have some rest. It's wide out. It's at home. All of it feels like the momentum's pulling that way. But sometimes that bye week also messes you up a little bit. And I think that Oregon's coming in here with a lot of momentum. And it's 3.5. It's a little scary, but I'm gonna take Oregon.
All right, Tom. You kind of hinted at this earlier. You don't also trust James Franklin.
I don't trust Franklin at all, and I'm not a huge Penn State fan. I played him every year, of course, at Boston College. But nonetheless, I think Oregon's going to come in with some high flying, some scoring. Listen, Oklahoma State, not very good at all, but they crushed them. I mean, 69-3.
Yeah.
You know, you go back to Florida, LSU, but Florida's defense is pretty good, so you got to give them a little credit there. But I get what you're saying. But no, I think Franklin, he just doesn't do it. He's 4-20, I think, in those big games. And I don't see Penn State, really being that extra special to get him a win against a really good Oregon team.
I like Oregon all day long in this, and I could be wrong, but Oregon's offense and what Dan Lanning has been able to do, even though he's a defensive guy, is incredible. Like, I just don't think that Oregon's going to be stopped, and I understand that, yes, it's a whiteout, it's a huge crowd, it's a hostile environment. Oregon plays in hostile environments all the time.
Yeah.
So I've got the Oregon Ducks, and by the way, the lead running back for Oregon is Malik Benson. Malik Benson has played at Alabama and FSU and I think a community college along the way.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, still in college
I thought
football.
he was like in the NFL for some reason. I really did.
Wait, who was the kid I just saw?
Trey Benson, I guess I'm thinking of.
A thing where then he complained that he had 3 years at JUCO. Like they said, they counted him. Like,
Diego Pavia?
Pavia,
was that it?
Vanderbilt quarterback.
Yeah. Isn't JUCO 2 years? Like, what? How do you get
COVID year?
Everything was so fun.
I wish that for the last 50 years, whatever, 100 years, I wish that the JUCO years never counted towards your NCAA collegiate eligibility. Like, I don't think those should count. But if you think so, that's perfectly fine.
I think you should be done with college around 22.
Well, and
I know. It's weird
pro.
to me that a 28-year-old is like playing with like a 19-year-old kid. It's strange.
Yeah. I know my 28-year-old butt would have kicked the crap out of my 19-year-old butt in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I also saw this, just a random college player, Chubba Purdy. Remember that name?
Oh, yeah.
Chubba Purdy used to be at FSU.
Okay.
Then he used to be at Nebraska. And now he's at Nevada.
Oh.
He's now the starting
Just
quarterback.
moving all around. I guess they just travel to the United States.
I know.
Will anybody
really is
take me,
crazy.
please?
Please. All right. To the NFL we go. I'll kick things off with Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Eagles are 3.5-point favorites on the road. There's too many injury concerns with the Bucs for me. And I know Philly's coming off of a big win over the Rams they came back and beat. But I'm going to take the Eagles on the road and the 3.5. Tom?
I'm taking Baker Mayfield.
All right.
I'm taking Tampa at home. I think it's going to be a tight game. Listen, Philly, they're really good. There's no doubt about that. And they found a way to get
so
it
much
done.
for the Super Bowl hangover that I predicted.
Yeah. Well, listen, they haven't been playing great. They needed a big play. Well, a field goal by a monster, and then the big grizzly bear can outrun everybody to the end zone. It was unbelievable to see that. But no, I think Tampa's got some confidence. They came back to win that game last week. A lot of us saw the ending
Jets,
of it.
Yep.
That was very, the Jets are the Jets. They're not great. They're not terrible. They're somewhere in between. But I thought that showed a lot of grit, a lot of resolve. And Baker is a tough son of a gun. So I think they're going to take care of business at home.
All right, Taylor.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go the Eagles also. The injuries, Mike Evans and Godwin, I think hurts, even with how Emeka Egbuka has been playing. But they've barely beat the Jets, Texans, and Falcons, and that worries me a little bit to the sense of I think some of the injuries have really played in that. They've also, their offensive line's very beat up right now, too. And so Baker also was on the injury report this week with a right bicep. So I just think all of those things might kind of be hindering some of the explosiveness that would normally happen with the Bucs. And I love Baker. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL right now, but I think I got to go Philly.
I think explosiveness is a great word. Can we come up with a explosivity?
Explosivity.
I feel like that just really punches
I
it
like
home.
that.
Drives
Let's
it
make
home.
the shirts.
Yeah, explosivity.
Yeah, right.
All right, so to the wild card we go. We'll save Jags 49ers for last. I'll once again kick things off. For me, this was one of the easier ones, which probably means I'm going to be wrong. But I have some stats to support why I believe Georgia is going to not just beat Alabama, but probably beat them handily. The line is Georgia by 3. Kalen DeBoer was an offensive coordinator at Indiana the last time Georgia lost a football game in Sanford Stadium. That was 2019. Kirby Smart, by the way, 17-0 at home at night. Alabama and Georgia, this stat is crazy to me, have won a combined 10 of the last 11 SEC championships, with LSU as the only other one in there.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. I know that they've been dominant in this conference, but really? Come on, man. Alabama is 9-0.
Those aren't stats you want to be reading.
No, not as a Florida fan. Alabama's 9-0 at home under Kalen DeBoer, but away, the Crimson Tide is 2-5. Those losses have been at Vanderbilt, LSU, Oklahoma, in a bowl game against Michigan, and at Florida State, obviously, to open this season. So 9-0 at home under DeBoer, not as good on the road. So I'm going to take the Georgia Bulldogs. Not that I want this to happen necessarily, but that's what I think is going to happen.
What's the
Georgia by 3?
Okay.
Well,
I think Georgia wins by more than that, but we shall see. Taylor, what you got?
Yeah, I'm going to stick into the NFL, and I'm going to say Chargers at Giants. The line is 6.5. I think the Chargers win by at least 7. I think more like 10 plus, honestly. I know Jackson Dart's first start, so you really aren't totally sure what to expect out of that. It could go really well. It could not. But to me, it could be a disaster. We are not totally sure. But I do think for me, it's just the Chargers. The Chargers defense is playing really well. They lead almost every statistical category in the NFL right now, in the top 10 at least, when it comes to points allowed and points scored and yards allowed and everything. They're top 5 in the fewest amount of points scored. And I think Herbert's just done... Harbaugh and Herbert have done such a good job at reeling things in for him, and so he hasn't made a ton of mistakes, if any at all. They're able to run the ball really well. So to me, I just feel like this is an easy one for the Chargers, honestly.
I can understand that. I think that's one that a lot of people have circled this weekend as far as if they have a survivor pool. Probably more like the Bills, but still some of the Chargers. All right, Tom.
I take the Bills in that one over New Orleans for my survivor. Those cross-country games can be tricky. Jackson Dart, we'll see what happens. I won a tough game, but I know I believe in the outcome.
Playing to win. Maybe.
Baltimore at Kansas City. 2.5-point spread. Kansas City's healthy. Their loss is pretty close. Throw the Brazil game out. They were out partying, hooking up with hookers and all types of stuff down there. They were in trouble. They weren't ready to play. Throw that one out. Herbert stayed home. Mahomes got away from his wife. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, it was a pretty close game. Very close against Philly. They took care of the Giants. I think they're ready to put some wins together and come to Jacksonville 2-2. I got Kansas City winning the game, but they'll cover as well. But, yeah, I got KC.
All right, and the final game, it is in Santa Clara, California. The 49ers play host to the Jaguars. 49ers are 3-point favorites. Tom, I know which way you're going.
You know what I'm going. I'm going all the way Duval, baby. No, I think this is how you win the game. You got to beat up that offensive line, and it's got to be from the interior. Their offensive tackles are good. Trent Williams still one of the best, so you got to get it done inside, and that's Eric Armstead. That's Mason Smith. That's whoever else they got out there in that interior. That's also blitzing and bringing some heat. They've had their quarterbacks. Now, granted, it's Purdy for one game and Mac Jones for the other two.
Mac Jones who?
22 quarterback hits. That's a lot of hits on your QB. That's 7 hits a game. That's a lot. We're only giving up 3. So it's fantastic. That's how you're going to win this football game. On the other side, I'm calling on Trev. You're going to need a running game. You're going to need some help. But, man, you got to put this team on your shoulders, on your back, and bring home a victory. So I got the Jags winning.
I think the Jags win, too, because I think they finally put things together offensively. And I don't know that the Robert Saleh comment is necessarily going to galvanize this locker room. I don't know that they needed galvanizing. But I do think that Liam Coen is a great coach for finding the edge. And whatever that edge is going to be this week, for me, I think it's starting off with a deep pass. It's getting that offense feeling like they're in a rhythm early. And I think it's more carries for Bashal Tutin. And I think the ball needs to go to Brenton Strange a lot, too. And, yeah, I think it's a close one, but I think the Jaguars pull it out. Taylor?
Yeah, I'm going Jags also. I think I don't have the confidence in the offense yet, but I think what the defense has been able to do so far through the first few weeks has been everything you could ask for when it comes to getting the ball, taking the ball away, those pressures. You'd like to see more sacks, and hopefully those come. But I do think we'll start to see some of those big mistakes at least lessen this week. There's a lot, the drops, the penalties, things like that, and I do think because of that they'll be able to pull it out.
Let's certainly hope so.
Yeah,
3-1, that would be cause for a party.
Oh yeah, big time, definitely doable. Just got to go out there and just be physical, man. That's what Liam wants. He's preaching it. He wants it. They want to be physical. I think they're showing their physicality. They need to show it even more, and they'll have a good shot at winning this game.
All right, the picks are in. Like I said, next week we'll figure out who is the loser and what their punishment is.
Even the losers get lucky sometimes, just for the record.
Very well said. All right, more to do on the other side. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels from the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Looking out over that Golden Gate Bridge.
It's a gold rush to the Golden Gate. Duval Pride takes a long ride to the Golden State.
Let's go!
Jaguars, 49ers. It's a make a statement kind of game. Sunday at 4 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010 XL.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Lauren Brooks. I now know why Closets by Design has over 1,700 5-star Google reviews, including mine. I was just emailing our designer, Doug, about upgrading our laundry room since our closet design and install was so seamless. Goodbye clutter and hello organization. They can do the same for you as they create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation, but only until September 30th. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Crown Royal Friday on Helmets and Heels.
Duval. Yes, you heard that right. We love being in Duval County, and we love this city. So during football season, it's absolutely Lou-Ball around here. Hey, it's Don from Tagaloo, and yes, it is that time of year again. I know everyone's working hard all week getting ready for game day. Tagaloo is ready for you. If it's pregame, if it's postgame, during the game, no matter what your game is, enjoy it with us at Tagaloo in Jacksonville Beach.
Looking for a vacation from the ordinary? Celebrate the end of summer at Tobacco Cove. Join us Saturday, September 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. for a sensory getaway with Espinosa's Cigars. Discover exceptional cigars, delicious food, and your chance to win awesome prizes. Tobacco Cove at 3849 Bay Meadows Road. It's more than a cigar store, it's an experience. Don't miss out. Your escape awaits.
Swing for the future of veterans and military spouses at Operation New Uniform's second annual Patriot Games Golf Tournament. I'm Michelle McManaman.
And I'm Pete Langlois. Join us Monday, October 6th. Register today at onuvets.org. That's onuvets.org.
Fumbled your fender? EV took a hit? Guardian Collision is your MVP with certified expert auto body repair for any electric vehicle. Guardian Collision, they guard what moves you. Visit GuardianCollision.com.
Hey, Carline here. If you're shopping for a new ride, you've got to check out Atlantic Infinity. Not only do you get a luxury vehicle, you also get the Atlantic Infinity Promise Free with every new car. That's almost $2,500 in added value just for buying smarter, and you don't have to sweat it out on the lot. Shop in their indoor climate-controlled showrooms. It's cool, comfortable, hassle-free. They're on Atlantic near St. John's Bluff, or browse anytime at AtlanticInfinity.com.
Right now, they're on their way to disrupt your life, make you uncomfortable, and rob you. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. That's right. Summer heat and humidity are about to attack North Florida again. You know what to do. Call Mike Merritt. Mike Merritt's Heating and Air has a license to chill. When heat and humidity are attacking you, Mike Merritt provides a comfortable chill at a bargain price. Mike has been keeping North Florida comfortable for 30 years. Mike Merritt technicians are never paid commissions, meaning you'll never be pressured to buy something you don't need. And Mike Merritt knows cooling issues can arise anytime. They don't just happen during business hours. So Mike Merritt never charges overtime fees. When you need us, we're here for you. Remember, in the fight against heat and humidity, Mike Merritt has a license to chill. Visit merrittair.com. Florida license number CACO 50384.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. And we are joined now by our Jaguars defensive tackle guest that we have every week, Eric Armstead. Eric, we are going to cut right to the chase. Tell us everything you know about the San Francisco 49ers.
I know a little bit. They have a good team. It's going to be, a challenge for us, which every week is. But we had a great week of preparation, and we're going to be up for the challenge. I'm excited to head out tomorrow and get out there to Cali and, play in an exciting game.
Eric, earlier in the show, we were having a conversation about the linebackers, how much we love the linebackers here in Jacksonville, obviously with Foye and Devin Lloyd, what Gardeck's been able to do recently too. But with the 49ers, they have a really good one too that a lot of people talk about in Fred Warner. Share a little bit about just what he cannot not do anything is pretty much what it is. He can do a little bit of everything, but there's a lot of similarities of him and Foye in their career. But chat a little bit about Fred and what just makes him stand out.
Yeah, we have two great we have a whole host of great linebackers here in Jacksonville. But playing with Fred, for many years, he's definitely a special player, and there's a reason why, he's considered the best of the best. And, he's a great leader, a vocal leader, someone who, brings energy and intensity every day. And also, too, he makes big plays. He has some people might say he has a knack for getting the ball out, but being around him, it's not really a knack. It's like that's what he does every day. Like, he carries a football around. The ball is like always on his mind. And so, that's just the type of player that he is. And he's been, dominant in this league for quite some time.
Eric, congrats on the win last week, man. Just awesome. You had to get that win. You guys got it done, so congrats on that. 3 weeks in, you've been playing defense for a long time. What are you guys really good at, do you think? and what do you think you need to get a little bit better on?
It's always improving. New challenges, new offenses each week, and still very early in the season. And, you want to always have a growth mindset and always want to working towards improving. And so I think we're doing a great job of that each week, with new challenges and facing new offenses. But obviously we're turning the ball over at a high level. We're stopping the run. And, that's a great recipe for success in this league is doing those two things at a high level. So still a lot of work to do, continue to band together. And like I said, each week is a new challenge, new ways that our offense are trying to attack you. And the more and more we go, there'll kind of be out of new challenges. We'll face a multitude of teams, see kind of every different look that teams can give us. And, we'll have a plan to attack that. So I'm excited about this week. And, we're playing against a good opponent, and it's going to be a great game for us.
Eric, I hope that some of your defensive teammates came to you this week and said, tell us about the Kyle Shanahan offense and what we need to look for, because I feel like you have really good experience going against it in practice so often.
Yeah. I think, guys on the team had a bunch of experience playing against him as well, too. But, being there for many years and kind of being on the other side of it, of seeing the stress that the offense puts on you to, have your cleats in the ground. It's a fast offense, and they do a lot of motion shifts, gives you a lot of different looks. So it's going to be one of those type of games where we got to have our cleats in the ground. We got to have our eyes ready and not be fooled by all the motions and shifts and adjusting that we're going to have to do. So we got to communicate at a high level, which we always have to, but especially in this game with, how Kyle wants to attack you offensively. So, like I said, it's going to be, new for us. Haven't faced this type of system yet this year, but it's going to be good for us. It's going to be a challenge, but I think we're going to get better from this game as well.
Eric, when you talk about the familiarity you have with the quarterbacks over there, obviously Mac Jones being here last year and then Brock Purdy with your time there, how much does that go into the conversations of this week of just the experience you have with both of those guys?
Yeah, obviously Brock is a great player, and Mac has been playing really good football too this season for them as well. And so, two different types of quarterbacks. Obviously, Mac new to their system and, probably doesn't know all the ins and outs of it. And Purdy's been there for a while and, commands their offense. So two different types of players. And so just getting a feel for who's going to be up this week and trying to get some information on that. But, two guys, Mac has won 2 games for them, and, Purdy is a great quarterback as well, too. So either or, is going to provide challenges, but 2 different types of quarterbacks. I think Purdy definitely thrives when things are off schedule and him improvising with his legs and getting the ball down the field. So we'll have to be prepared for that and keep him in the pocket and create pressure on him.
Eric, what have these Thursday practices been like, man? I read or saw where the pads have been coming on. Are they more physical than normal? Normally that's usually done on Wednesday, Thursday a little bit lighter. How do you like that? How's the team responded to that?
Yeah, it's a schedule that I'm pretty familiar with. Wednesdays still recovering from the game some, and so being able to have a fast practice Wednesday, get your looks, but still get your body back from, a hard-fought Sunday game. And then Thursday, you ramp it up a little bit, put the pads on, and it's a little bit more of a physical practice. So it's something that I'm familiar with and, kind of I think it's good for the body. Me personally, even on Wednesdays, I'm still a little bit sore from the game and stuff. So, banging and physical practices aren't as necessary on a Wednesday. I feel like, being fast, crisp, getting looks, working some of that soreness out still. And then Thursday is where you ramp it up a little more.
All right, Eric. Well, we certainly wish you the best of luck and have a very safe trip on Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you next week.
All right.
Thanks, Eric.
Beautiful.
There you
Come
go.
on with a W, man. Need a big dub.
That would be
huge.
That would be fantastic. All right, time now, RJ, for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lawrence Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. This is luxury. This is Mazda at the Avenues.
All right, we mentioned Fred Warner being a potential Hall of Fame candidate. Well, yesterday, the 2026 Hall of Fame candidates, at least the long list, was announced, and Fred Taylor and Jimmy Smith were in there. The only issue is a lot of the different projections that I saw of the 2026 class, well, yes, they include Larry Fitzgerald and Drew Brees. None of them included Fred Taylor. And so that's what's in Lauren's Lane today. People, you need to start realizing Fred Taylor should go in the Hall of Fame in 2026.
Yeah, he should already be in there. It's hard. Listen, again, it's hard. I think a couple things. One, the market. Two, I mean, think about it. If Freddie ran for the New York Giants his whole career when they were good, are you kidding me? He'd already be in. But number two is, and I think with Jimmy too, and it shouldn't be this way, but I think a lot of times the skill position guys for the Hall of Fame are measured on big plays in big games, like Super Bowls.
And Pro Bowls.
And the amount of Pro Bowls, which I don't agree with. I was never a Pro Bowl player, so I don't feel that comfortable talking about it. But I don't think fans should vote on the Pro Bowl if it's going to
affect your Hall of Fame.
Your Hall of Fame.
Correct.
It should all be about the All Pro, because that's the writers and your peers, that kind of thing. So
yeah. By the way, Eli Manning is in the group as far as, and also Tom Coughlin. But Eli Manning is a guy that Tom should already be in there. Yeah, and the guys that are coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
When you look,
Eli Manning conversation is one of the most interesting ones, honestly.
Yeah.
I would
Fred
like to
Taylor's
be a
not.
fly on the wall in the presentation for Eli.
yeah, I really thought Fred was going to get in last year.
I
He's
did
only
too.
back.
I
I
was
just
really,
thought he was
really
that was his
hopeful.
time. And I know this. He was so special. Jimmy too. They were just
Explosivity.
Yeah, both of them. Without those two, I mean, we wouldn't have won as many games. There's no
Totally agree. All right, one segment to go here on Helmets and Heels. Thanks again to Eric Armstead for chatting with us. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
Jags fans, this one's for you. If you've got MyGate rewards, you're already in the game. But now you've got a shot at the ultimate prize, meeting QB1 himself, Trevor Lawrence, at Everbank Stadium with 3 friends by your side. With the MyGate Rewards Gatorade Club, every 5 Gatorade items you purchase equals 1 entry toward your chance to win. Stack them up and score big. See store for details. Gear up for the season. Gates got you.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. It's a sauce kind of football season with Chick-fil-A chicken strips. Each crispy, juicy bite only gets better when you choose your favorite sauces to dip into and create your own flavor combinations. Will it be sriracha and ranch, honey and buffalo barbecue, and Chick-fil-A sauce with 21 different sauce pairings possible? It's easy to go on a flavor adventure. Order in a 4-count, 10-count, or in a catering tray. Get an order started today in the Chick-fil-A app and dip on in.
It's a Crown Royal Friday on Helmets and Heels.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here.
It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. If you need new tires, Big Chief has affordable options to fit every budget and every vehicle. Their team of experts will help you find the right tires and make sure they're installed quickly so you can get back on the road. But don't wait. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and explore their great tire deals. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkestone. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
The Golf Club of Southampton has big plans for 2026, renewing the greens plus plenty more. But right now is the time to take advantage of member opportunities before the big renovation. Now until the end of September, you can join and save 50% off their initiation fee, plus $500 back in a gift card with a 12-month commitment. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Playability for every skill level and a huge practice area to hone your game. Lock in now and enjoy membership privileges at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, letting you know that Hardball now offers web stores, so your employees can order their own branded gear, and you have more time for Wordle. Check it out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to american-electrical.com and see how they can help you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Are you cooling down on the Cubs or are you heating up on the Cubs?
Heating up on the Cubs. Let's go. Pete Crow Armstrong hit his 30th home run while we're on air today. So that's 30 for him, 30 home runs, 30 steals.
All right,
First since
nice.
Sammy Sosa that a Cub has done that. So very excited. And I posted a tweet earlier because he hit in July like 24, 25 home runs. And then it's taken this long to get to 30. Wow. And so everyone was like, is this really not going to happen? Like you only had 5 to go with like a month and a half of baseball. And then it could have happened against the Mets, which would have been funny because the Cubs got PCA from the Mets. So it could have been a thing. But against the Cardinals, I'll take it. And then you reach that 30 for 30 mark in your second year in Major League Baseball.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. You must get in a rhythm. You know, I interviewed Daniel Murphy a couple times, and he was telling me like the World Series where he went off. He's like, I was just in such a zone. I saw every pitch. I was aggressive.
Yeah.
I made great contact, and he'd get into a fight, you know, and then the
So
other
Brian
way.
Thomas Jr. gets back in that.
Yeah, I know, right.
Let's
But
do
then
that.
the other side is, you know, I can't, for whatever reason.
If you were in it, it's hard to get out of it.
You know?
Yeah. And
good for him to come
I love Murph, by the way, and he was talking about a lot of that this last season. But every time I chat with him, because he was with the Cubs for a minute, but it was really bad with the Cubs. Yeah. And so I'll share stories with him sometimes of during that year. He's like, I got booed so much in Chicago. I was like, I'm sorry, Murph. I'm sorry.
It's all my fault. All right, let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes, Florida State at Virginia tonight. Who you got?
Virginia.
Oh.
He was confident, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to pull the upset tonight.
Wow. Chandler Morris. Is that partially because Castellanos has been banged up?
A little bit. I just think we're putting a lot of stock in one afternoon that was like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that when you play East Texas A&M, you have a bye week, you play
Monroe,
Kent State.
Or
Yeah.
Kent State, yeah.
I don't know I mean,
He just throws out
yeah,
schools
right.
over here.
Well, basically,
Sisters of the poor.
so I think Virginia's kind of catching FSU at a good time. It's a Friday night road game. That's a tough intangible, and they've got Miami next week. So I think we're going to see a chaotic weekend, and I think it starts tonight.
Do you think it's a lot of scoring?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be super close. I'll say
Yeah.
Virginia wins like 38-37.
Okay. Oh,
that's
wow.
very high
Yeah,
scoring.
it'll be a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right.
Now that I've said that, Florida State will win by 40, but you asked me, and that's what I think. So
Exactly.
I think Virginia pulls the upset. Yeah, it's we got a great Frangie show coming up. We'll have Pete Prisco at 5 to talk all things NFL and Jaguars. I had a chance to catch up with a couple defenders in the locker room an hour or so ago, Tyson Campbell and Dennis Gardeck.
Nice.
So, we'll all coming up on the Frangie show.
All right, perfect. Thanks,
Thank you.
Days.
All right.
All right, before we get out of here, time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day is always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's TERMINIX.com. They will do the same for you as they do Everbank Stadium, VyStar Ballpark, VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. We sit outside every night, Brian Grills, and there are no mosquitoes flying around me. It is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Thanks to Terminix. So today, it's just the NFL because the NFL has announced a multi-year commitment to play a minimum of 3 regular season games over 5 years in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, beginning next year. I have no issues with the NFL wanting to become this global league and things like that. But we've heard so many issues with Brazil. You made a joke about it earlier.
Bring the penicillin was all I was going to say. That's
But we've heard that you can't wear certain colors, right?
Yeah,
And
right,
I'm
right.
sure Rio de Janeiro is a beautiful place to visit and all that. But that's the only one of these international locations that we've heard that it can be a little dicey. And
Right.
so I feel like, if you want to go play in London or Germany, things like that. And I'm sure there are Brazilians listening to us right now going,
They're like, hold on.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's never been to Brazil. But I do feel like that's just the one that does feel like maybe the players have felt a little less safe than some of the other locations.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of any of them, honestly. I get why. It's
Sure.
money,
Grow the
honestly. That's
game.
why. And they
Yeah.
want to they want to grow the game. They get money. Your team gets a lot of money from doing that London game. And so that's been a conversation. But I just feel like a league that pushes on player safety so hard and then having your players, they're talking about Australia, like travel across
Which
the
is like
world and then have to play a
24
game.
It's like a 24-hour plane ride.
Yeah, it just doesn't, to me, that doesn't add up to what they say their priorities and thoughts are.
They
when it
tried.
comes to
I
that.
played in Tokyo. My very first game in the NFL was with the New Orleans Saints. We played Philadelphia over, and they called it the American Bowl at the Tokyo Dome. And it sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I hated it. It just took forever to get over there. And then you get over there, you're gone in 4 days, you're back. You're like, why go out there? And I thought maybe that, and they only did it a couple times, I think. But then they realized, like, you can't, logistically, it was a 15-hour flight from, like, Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
why
Like,
they'll never have a team that is overseas permanently either way.
It just doesn't make sense.
Unless you have an overseas division and they all play each other, and then that
You're
division-
over there for
Then that's not
you just stay
a
there.
month. Feels like the NFL.
Yeah.
But All right, well, go Jags for this
Go Jags.
Sunday.
Come on.
Yeah.
We got a score?
Get her
Anybody?
done. Yeah, I'll say the Jags win 24-21.
Okay, I got the same. What do you
Yeah,
got?
mine's more like 17-13.
Okay,
very low
cool. Let's go. Rock and roll. Hoochie coo. Get a W.
There we go. And happy early birthday to your wife.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, happy birthday.
Absolutely. All right, that'll do it for us. For Taylor Dahl, for Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. Thanks again to Eric Armstead for joining us. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you on Monday.